What if I told you there's a place in Utah so bizarre looking that NASA uses it to simulate future human life on Mars? And yet another place where the landscape resembles melted caramel swirl ice cream. Most visitors to Utah do the classic: park, take a selfie, buy a $49 keychain, leave. But you're not here to be basic. You're here for the unseen Utah, the hidden gems and must-see spots tourists drive right past while arguing over who forgot to pack sunscreen. We're diving into 10 mind-melting hidden spots that prove Utah is the most underrated state in the country. Strap in, it's about to get weird, in the best way. 10. Bentonite Hills, Utah's Martian Skittles. The landscape here looks like Pixar got bored and opened the experimental color palette. Rolling pastel hills, purples, oranges, yellows, sage greens stretch across the desert like watercolor brushstrokes. The ground is soft and powdery, and when the wind sweeps across the hills, it stirs up little clouds of colored dust like someone is erasing the sky with chalk. You almost expect a Mars rover to photobomb your shot. These mounds were created from volcanic ash that compacted over millions of years into bentonite clay. Up close, the surface looks cracked and flaky, like sun-baked ceramic. From a distance, the entire terrain blends into a pastel gradient that doesn't feel physically real, more like a matte painting from a sci-fi film. Fun fact, NASA literally uses this area as a Mars simulation zone. In other words, this is the closest you'll get to space travel without having to sell a kidney for a rocket ticket. Avoid Bentonite Hills after rain. The clay turns into slippery cake batter that sticks to your shoes and car tires, making it nearly impossible to move. Sunrise is when the pastel colors ignite. Soft light turns the hills into glowing gradients like an Instagram filter nobody has unlocked yet. From pastel Mars to the set of Mad Max. 9. Factory Butte Swing Arm City, the dirt biker's fever dream. Factory Butte rises out of a cracked desert floor like a giant pyramid on a planet we haven't discovered yet. The layers of gray sediment look sharp and ribbed, like the spines of an ancient creature fossilized mid-roar. Beneath it lies Swing Arm City, an off-road free-for-all where dirt bikers and ATVs carve temporary lines into ridges that look like ocean waves frozen in place. The entire zone looks like Earth forgot to render trees or grass, just jagged gray ridges and steep drops as far as you can see. When you watch riders send it off natural dirt jumps with the massive butte lurking in the background, it truly feels like someone handed the desert a Red Bull sponsorship. This area is used for car commercials and sci-fi films because it already looks like CGI. There are no permits or restrictions. You simply show up and explore. The terrain is fully open to off-road vehicles, but bring water, shade, and snacks because there is absolutely zero shelter from the sun, and the heat radiates off the gray clay like a giant outdoor toaster. If this feels like an alien world, just wait until the next spot where Utah pretends it's Super Mario Land. 8. Goblin Valley State Park, Mother Nature's Sandbox. Thousands of mushroom-shaped rock formations fill this bowl-shaped valley. They're called hoodoos, but honestly, they look more like giant stone gummies or strange clay goblins. Hence the name. Unlike Bryce Canyon, where you stand at railings and admire from a distance, Goblin Valley lets you wander through the formations like a kid in a geological playground. The movie Galaxy Quest filmed here because the formations look unreal, even by Hollywood standards. The park is rarely crowded, letting you explore freely without bumping into tour groups. It's also a designated dark sky park, making it one of the best places in Utah for stargazing. But if you want something so exclusive you need to win a lottery just to see it, keep watching. 7. The Wave, Nature's Photoshop Flex. The wave looks like rock that melted into liquid ribbons. It's mesmerizing, a sandstone sculpture carved by wind over millions of years. Only 64 people per day are allowed in via lottery because the rock is fragile and the area is protected. Fun fact, you're walking on Jurassic dunes, literal sand dunes that fossilize into rock. The hike is unmarked, requiring basic navigation skills, so using GPS is essential to avoid wandering into nowhere. Apply for your permit months in advance, and be prepared for sun exposure with little to no shade along the route. If hiking to a sandstone unicorn requires a lottery, the next place requires absolutely nothing except being emotionally ready for Utah's best view. 6. Dead Horse Point, the most photogenic overlook in Utah. A massive canyon drops 2,000 feet below you where the Colorado River snakes through red rock mesas in dramatic emerald loops. No hiking required, just walk to the overlook and boom, jaw on floor. Cowboys once corralled wild Mustangs here to sort them, leaving the less valuable horses behind, giving the Overlook its tragic name. If you only have time for one sunset spot in Utah, this is the one. It's only a short stroll from parking, making it the easiest massive payoff view in the entire state. Ready to talk arches? Because most tourists only see one. 5. Arches National Park, beyond Delicate Arch. Everyone knows Delicate Arch. It's on the license plate, the postcards, the magnets, but the real gems are the lesser known arches scattered throughout the park. Arches has over 2,000 natural stone arches, the highest concentration in the world. Highlights: double arch, the windows, landscape arch, one of the longest on Earth. Arches are constantly forming and collapsing, meaning you're witnessing geologic evolution in real time. During peak season, April through October, arches requires timed entry reservations, so book ahead online to avoid being turned away at the gate. Now, let's trade arches for amphitheaters of stone soldiers. 4. Bryce Canyon National Park, sunrise with stone soldiers. Walk to the rim at sunrise and watch thousands of bright orange hoodoos ignite under the morning light. Bryce Canyon feels like someone froze a crowd of people mid-standing ovation. At 8,000 to 9,000 feet elevation, Bryce stays cool even in summer. Every hoodoo has a different shape because frost breaks down the stone unevenly, meaning Bryce is constantly changing. The best and least crowded time to visit Bryce is sunrise, especially on the Navajo Loop to Queen's Garden Trail, which brings you right down among the hoodoos. From hoodoo armies to a canyon system so massive it feels infinite. 3. Canyonlands Island in the sky. Canyonlands feels like standing at the edge of the world. Competitors describe it as the Grand Canyon multiplied by 10, and they're not exaggerating. The viewpoints stretch on forever. Layer after layer of canyons, mesas, and buttes disappearing into the horizon. At sunrise, Mesa Arch glows from below, almost like someone installed orange LEDs along the underside of the stone. Fun fact, Mesa Arch is only a 0.7 mile round-trip walk, micro effort, macro reward. If you're short on time, pair Canyonlands with nearby Dead Horse Point since they're only 10 minutes apart and both offer world-class overlooks without long hikes. You've seen the desert from above. Now let's drop into a canyon, literally into it. 2. Zion National Park, the Cathedral of Sandstone. You don't look down on Zion, you look up, way up. Sandstone walls tower 2,000 feet above you as the river cuts through the canyon floor. Walking through Zion feels like being inside a cathedral carved by the universe. 2 iconic adventures: the Narrows, where you hike in the Virgin River between canyon walls. Angel's Landing, chains, 400-meter drops, and bragging rights. Zion contains ecosystems from 3 different geographic regions: Colorado Plateau, Great Basin, and Mojave Desert. Angel's Landing now requires a permit, and the main parking lot fills by 7 a.m., so plan to arrive early or take the shuttle system into the canyon during peak season. Last stop, the water-carved canyons that make Utah feel like a secret alternate universe. 1. Lake Powell. Unseen. Utah by water. The grand finale. Lake Powell is not a lake. It's a canyon world, flooded with glassy water. Nearly 300 kilometers of twisting water passages weave between massive sandstone walls that soar hundreds of feet above you. From above, the water looks like veins running through a desert heart. From below, it feels like paddling through a cathedral carved by time. Kayak into a canyon and you'll hear nothing but echoes. Every paddle stroke bounces sound off the walls. Turn a corner and the world suddenly narrows. Just you, reflected in still water like a mirror. No cars, no crowds. No noise except the soft dripping off your paddle and the occasional falcon screaming dramatic soundtrack vocals. Lake Powell contains nearly 100 side canyons, meaning you could explore for days and still not see everything. Launch from Antelope Point Marina and start exploring the side canyons immediately. Sunrise provides mirror-like water that makes the canyon walls glow and is the absolute best time for photos, paddling, or pretending you're in a National Geographic documentary. Utah isn't just a state, it's a different planet with better snacks. Which hidden gem are you adding to your bucket list? Number 1 through number 10? Comment below and hit that subscribe button. If this video made you laugh, dream, or scream, road trip. You will love the next video. Click here. The next wonder, it's one click away.